Okay, guys, we're gonna go eat these chicken sandwiches.
We're gonna eat the
I can't, guys. I don't even know.
Looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're not.
Morning, guys. All right, we're doing dose number 7. Means only one more week at this dose after this one. All right, that's all there is to it. It's become an old hat at this point. And there's no blood or anything, but I'm just, I don't know, being clean, I guess. Sorry about the background noise. Just making some breakfast. Some breakfast. Ah. You're pathetic. He does not want to get off the couch. Come on, bud. I have to go get daddy. Come on. Off the couch. Helios. Let's go, bud. Yes, go boy. Stretch.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December is, when the children.
Hey guys, I just figured I'd sit down and give you a little update. So it's Wednesday, and yesterday I had a bit of a rough day. I know we've been talking about the fact that I haven't really experienced any gastrointestinal side effects or anything like that. Well, yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, I had about, wasn't really paying attention to the clock, but anywhere from 2 to 4 hours where I was miserable. I had definitely some diarrhea, and while I was in the bathroom, like, kept on and off feeling like I might, TMI, but like I might vomit. And it was just kind of like on and off throughout that entire time. And then just as soon as it came, it went. So I don't know if that was the Wegovy or not, but I assume so, because I was eating the same food that I've been eating all week and I haven't had any reaction to, but it was bad enough that like I didn't feel like I could eat dinner. So I actually ended up, I had a drumstick because the only thing that sounded good was like that mint ice cream, like that coolness on my stomach. And then that ended up making me feel good enough to the point where like later in the evening around like 7 or 8, I was actually quite hungry, but I still didn't want anything real heavy. So I ended up having an apple with some peanut butter. And by the time I went to bed around 11:30, my stomach was growling, but I was like, I'm not feeding you at 11:30 at night. So I just went to bed and woke up this morning and I was fine. So I mean, obviously if that's the only thing I've experienced thus far, I've gotten off pretty light, but, so far so good today. And just wanted to kind of let y'all know what was up and say hi. So I'm gonna eat this soup with these dumplings because they is delicious. And I will see y'all later. Hey everybody, just out here at the park on Saturday morning. My husband does nerd things. People like to call it LARPing, but he doesn't do the role play part. Basically, he's in it so he can hit people without getting in trouble. And if you know my husband, you'll understand why. Anyway, he's out fighting, so we brought the puppy and just figured I'd get a little walk in. Pretty out here. See, they're over there fighting. Oh, you can't see. They're over there fighting. Hey, buddy. Are you comfy? Did you get a little too warm in there? Don't make fun of me, Mom.
Look at her. Look at her. Baby. Oh, it's trying to focus on my fingers now. She's so cute. Good morning. Uh-oh. Okay. Today's going to be a little different. I know there are so many children. I don't want to hit any of them. Or do I? Today, we're going to get some lunch first. Mm-hmm. We're going to go to Tumble 22. Which, if you don't live in the Austin area and you can't get Tumble 22, I'm sorry.
That's the best chicken sandwich I've ever had my whole life.
It's real good. So we're going to do that first, and then we got to go to Sam's today. We haven't had to do that for a couple of weeks, but we got to go today. Because Nikki needs all the paper products in the whole wide world.
Well, not necessarily.
I'm excited. This next week is when I'm doing all the New Year's food. So make sure you tune in for next week's cooking episode because we're doing all foods that are considered good luck for the new year. So we're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff.
New year, new me. That's
no, it's still the same me. I wish I could just be skinny and stuff. That would be awesome. That was a really good snap.
It was. We know how to good snaps. I'm good at snapping and whistling. That doesn't sound very good right now because I'm dehydrated. And what
Hey
others
guys,
actually see.
we're going to go
Yes.
eat these chicken
Yes.
sandwiches.
We're gonna eat the
I can't, guys. I don't even know. I got a purple Fitbit on today.
Purple.
See this?
Why?
I cut my finger.
Stop it.
I did. Oh, you can't see it because I just got it wet. Oh, there. No, you can't. I was slicing stuff and I wasn't paying attention, and I actually cut through my fingernail. I didn't feel it. It didn't bleed. I mean, I felt the pressure.
Wasn't there was no meat.
It did slice all the way through my fingernail though.
But there's no meat though.
No meat.
No meat.
What do you mean you don't eat no meat? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I make lamb.
It's a unakaki Mary.
Unakaki Mari. Have you guys seen my Big Fat Greek Wedding?
It's my favorite. Why are you going to leave?
Why you want to leave me? I say that to Nikki all the time.
It's my favorite.
If you've never seen that movie,
you have to.
You need to. Please. And if you have seen that movie and you've ever wondered what my family's like, that's it.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't think we've ever roasted a whole lamb in our front yard before, but we probably would. I just want to pull into a parking space.
Girl.
Really?
She can't tell I'm laughing at her. Oh, I don't think she was actually wanting to park here because then she was like, oh, this is Sam. Anyways,
Okay, bye.
what's it called? A tear.
How is there a Helios hair underneath my phone case?
Dirt.
Dirt.
There's just a little.
Here's the thing, guys. I can't wait for my flaps to be gone. My flaps of destiny. The flaps
Sometimes
of
I just
destiny.
want to be weird and bite them, but I figured that would be like pushing the limit, even though we pushed
Maybe a
so
little
many
bit.
limits.
That might be just
There's
a little over the top.
so
for me.
many limits that we've pushed as friends.
Yeah, that might be a little over the top for me.
Like sometimes I'm like, if I do it to you, you would just be like,
Here's the thing. When Bradley was little,
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining.
no, he didn't bite them. He just said anytime he went. Okay.
No, not you. Anytime he would what?
Anytime we would be around each other, he would he would have his arm around me, or I'd be holding him or whatever. He would take his hands and he would like go like this, like to make them wobble.
How old is he? Like,
He was pretty young, but he did it all the way up until he was like 10.
okay, Bradley.
He's my baby. I love him. I just have to check this.
Please keep that in there. Please, guys, please do it. Please.
I just wanted to check to make sure it was still recording because I can't see the screen.
Good night.
It's true.
Like, run.
I don't know why it looked like that car was moving. Woo!
What? Ah! Put your playground. Put your
There's
playground.
nobody around.
I don't care. You know, listen. Somebody be like, ooh, haha, I'm gonna get it. And then you're like, no, I have my playground.
We got a front row parking spot, guys.
We sure enough did.
It happens sometimes, but not all the times. But
No.
sometimes. But today it did.
Yep.
So I'm very happy
It
about
happened
it.
last time, too.
It did not last time. Like
Time
a
before.
couple times ago.
Yeah.
Because I just edited the video.
Guys, I had to pee. Okay.
Okay, bye.
It's got a seam. Look at it. It's got a crack. Hello. The berry. The berry. Those are good ones. Give it to me. I just want one, please. Best day ever. Thank you, my friend. I'm so happy to see you. You're couponing? You're couponing? Pardon me, ma'am. Would you happen to have any gray coupon? Gray poop on your face. See, when you live in Texas, you get candle flavors like butter tortilla.
It smells like popcorn.
I can't get it open.
It smells like popcorn.
Smells like booty.
It smells
She thick.
through your big skull.
We is back.
Hey.
Back again. Mindy's back. Tell a friend. Guys is back. Guys is back. Guys is back. Guys is back.
I have my opinions.
I have, look here.
I have opinions.
Opinions
Are like buttholes.
They all
Everyone
stink, and everyone's got one.
Well, all of them except for mine.
I mean, that's usually the way it works. We usually don't think our own butt stinks. That is
Oh,
not
no,
true
no,
at
no,
all.
no.
My
I'm
butt
talking about
stinks
opinions.
sometimes. Oh, yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, in order to apply it back to the butt analogy. Some people. Here's the thing. I was trying to just turn my head and look at you, and it hurt. It was for too long. I had to.
Brace, baby.
So So when you hear that tune, guys, what do you think of?
Exactly.
Do you
Look
think
at that
of
little car.
under pressure,
Mm-hmm.
or do you think the right way?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is nonsense right there.
Okay, bye.
Oh, yeah, okay, bye.
Okay, for today's grocery haul, we have a lot of stuff. I have 2 navel oranges, lemons, and limes, and some shredded cabbage. There's a dozen eggs under there, but they're hiding. We have some tomatoes, some 0% Greek yogurt, garlic, red onion, a pomegranate. I also have some cod, some chicken maple breakfast sausage, a little bit of pork, some flour because I'm all out, some cilantro, Great Northern beans, ranch style beans, and tomato paste. Those are for the chili. Yes, I know Texas chili doesn't have beans. No, I'm not a Texan when it comes to chili. I live in Texas, but this is not Texas chili. That's what I meant to say. Tomato paste, diced tomatoes, and they had these diced tomatoes for chili that had like spices and stuff in them. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll take help. And then some crushed tomatoes, 2 zucchini, some cashew milk. They finally had it. If you've never had unsweetened cashew milk, the stuff is where it's at. It's delicious. Some rice pilaf for my pork souvlaki night. And then, of course, the consummate drumsticks because my husband is a fiend. Okay, bye! All right, y'all. As usual, just a little sneaky peek of next week's menu. We've got French toast and sausage with fruit salad. We're also doing cod tacos for lunch. And then for dinner, we'll either be doing pork souvlaki and rice pilaf or venison chili and cornbread. And then you know the drill. We eat out on the weekend and then we eat leftovers. Make sure you subscribe to see the cooking videos for all these goodies. Okay, bye. Good morning, y'all. So it is the end of week 7, which means next week will be our last week on the 0.5 milligram dose, which is exciting and a little scary. But it just feels like, honestly, this whole journey up to this point has just absolutely flown by. I realize that next week I'm going to be taking measurements again, and we'll be 2 months in, which is just absolutely crazy. So before we get into results, just want to go through my non-scale victories and side effects with you. The big non-scale victories, I was actually able to put on my wedding ring this week. It's still a little snug, especially if I get warm, my hands swell. The weather in Texas has been wacky lately. Like, we've had days where we're down into freezing temperatures and then we're back up in the 80s again. So my system has no idea what to do with the temperature right now. Anyway, but this was very exciting, being able to wear my wedding ring again. I also took 3 walks this last week. None of them were necessarily planned, and honestly, they were all situations where I could have chosen to just sit and not walk, but I chose to be active instead, which is a big thing for me. Also, I drank all of my water every single day this week. So that has a huge impact on my weight loss. It has a huge impact on weight loss in general. It's how fat is flushed from the body. So not drinking water definitely is not a great thing, especially on Wegovy. I've noticed that I get really thirsty. I feel dehydrated all the time, even though I know I'm not dehydrated because I'm drinking almost a gallon of water, sometimes more than a gallon of water a day. So the other thing was I finally got my stockings done. I am very proud of this. This is not something that I normally do. I've done plenty of decorating at my sister's house throughout the years, but I have never actually decorated my own home, and I couldn't be happier with how this turned out. I was very excited. This was also my first major sewing project following like a pattern. Like, I've sewn things before, but it was just kind of like throwing stuff together. So really, really excited with how that turned out. In terms of side effects, other than that blip we had on Tuesday with that nausea and stuff, I haven't really noticed anything else. I will say that in my old eating habits, I would have days like that once a week, once every couple of weeks anyway. So on to the results, the part we really care about, right? So I ended the week with 34 excess calories. I cut it really close on purpose because I noticed that I tend to lose more weight when I'm closer to my calorie goal. I also made sure to eat those calories earlier in the week instead of on Sunday trying to play catch up and just eating massive amounts of calories on my last day of the week, which was good because I do have that tendency to kind of hoard calories until the end of the week, which isn't necessarily the best practice. I can be a little obsessive about it. So This week, I ended up losing 3.2 pounds, which brings my total to 26.6 pounds over 7 weeks. That means that I'm averaging 3.8 pounds per week right now. And that's amazing. I mean, obviously, I think I've shared with you before, my goal is to lose 2 pounds a week. I'm just gonna keep sticking with what I'm doing. If my body lets go of more, I'm not gonna argue. And it's just, I'm really happy with how things are going. I'm not gonna lie, there were parts of me that were concerned because of the diet or the meal plan that I chose this last week. I was eating rice at almost every single meal, like including breakfast. If you haven't seen my cooking video or my meal plan video from earlier this week, go ahead and check that out. But I was eating rice constantly, and there's that little nagging thing in the back of my mind that says, oh, you have to eat low carb to lose weight. And here I am 7 weeks into this journey. I ate the opposite of low carb last week. I ate all the carbs last week, and I still lost 3.2 pounds. So that was amazing. The moral of that story is don't let people tell you what you have to do. Your body, everyone's body is different. Everyone acts differently. Everyone reacts differently. Do what works for you. I am a girl that loves my carbs, and I don't think that I would be able to stick consistently to a diet where I was, well, at least I know I can't stick consistently to a diet where I'm restricting carbs all the time. I just can't. Well, I probably can, I just don't want to. And for me, it's never been sustainable. I get to the point where I just want a carb. I want some pasta. I want some rice. I want some bread. Oh, anyway. So I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for those of you that are already subscribers. I appreciate you. If you're new, please feel free to subscribe. Join us here. We're here to support you. Let me know how your journey is going down in the comments. And I hope you all have a great week.
Sometimes